Hi everyone, welcome back to another Total Drama video. Today, I'm doing something very different than I usually do, replacing an entire Gen cast with some old competitors. So I'm taking this to fact. So what I saw with the Meet the Casting, like there was only 11, which was Alejandro, Heather, Ryan, Crimson Anui, Max, precisely, people say, Harold, Lightning, Owen, and I think that was it. And then also, I think Noah, Beth, and Lindsay were also there. So that was like 11. But, there was also, like, other characters that could be fleshed out more, like Izzy, Sammy, Courtney, Anne Maria, Topher, Dawn, Brick, Taylor, and Leonard. So, yeah. So I've decided to combine both Season 1 and Season 2 of the reboot into one season. And, yeah. Let's see how this works. We're going to start off with Meet the Victims. First gets introduced the lovely couple, Noah and Emma. Then Alejandro. And then best friends Beth and Lindsay. Then Heather. Then I think Ryan would be introduced. Then the Goths, Crimson and Anui. Then Max. Then Harold. Then Lightning. Then Courtney. Then Owen and Izzy. Then Sammy. Then Anne Maria. Then Topher, then Dawn, then Brick, then Taylor, who's going to be the main villain because it doesn't make sense having Alejandro or Heather playing another villain role, or Max, because Max is just a numbskull idiot, and of course, finally, Leonard. So this is the cast. So, after we meet the victims, I think because whoever wins Meet the Victims gets to choose their teams. In my case, I think it'll be Noah and Emma and Courtney and Taylor. So yeah. So these two teams will have to choose someone to be on each team. I think Noah and Emma will play the smart choice and have Owen on the team. I think Courtney and Taylor agreed that they need a strong player, so I think they choose Ryan. I think Noah and Emma would agree that Izzy has to join the team because they chose Owen. I think Courtney and Taylor pick Harold for his mad skills, and also he's actually a good competitor to boot off first. I think Noah and Emma agree that they need a punching bag, so they choose Max. I think Courtney and Taylor agree that they need to keep enemies closer, so they pick Heather. I think Noah and Emma agree that they need like a witty player, but also like indulged in like absolute pain. So they choose Sammy. I think because they need someone that doesn't really feel pain, I think they would choose Anui. And I think Noah and Emma think that they need another strong player, so I think they choose the Lightning. I think Courtney and Taylor agree that they need Crimson as well, so Anui doesn't go booming insane. I think Noah and Emma think that they need another strong player, but not as dumb as like Lightning, so they choose Brick. Courtney and Taylor, of course, need a strong female player, so I think they choose Anne Maria. I think Noah and Emma think Sammy would ask that if Topher joins the team, and Topher does, because they accept. I think Courtney and Taylor think they need a calm and peaceful person, so I think they pick Dawn. I think Noah and Emma have to sign, choose Alejandro. I think Courtney and Taylor would have to pick Lindsay. I think Noah and Emma would pick Leonard, and then Beth joins the ferocious Trout. So this leads to Pirates of the Caribbean. So this is the fight between both teams. Just give me a sec. As I Okay. In this episode, teams compete to sink each other's pirate ships. One of the team captains causes tension by being aggressive with their teammate, and I think that would be between Heather and Anne Maria. Heather would be pushed off by Anne Maria. So, Heather won't get the boot, of course. She needs to stay for longer, and I don't think she'd be a perfect first boot. And, while the other leads his team to victory with a plan based on his teammate's petty feud with a certain someone. Chase, well, it's not Chase anymore, it's gonna be Topher. When one team's last member, daring attempt to tie, fails, which actually exposes a secret. The other team is declared victorious, despite not thinking she did anything wrong. Okay. So in my case, I think the ferocious shark would lose and the frogs of death would win, and they need to vote someone off. And because I think Taylor would rig the votes, I think she would rig the votes against Ryan. So I think Ryan would be the first boot. So like the same thing to like Caleb. So I think Ryan is the perfect first boot in this case. This leads to Drown Town Abbey. So in this episode, the campers are tasked with a obstacle course to rescue their trapped teammates. The trapped teammates will be Sammy and Anne Maria. To rescue their trapped teammate from drowning, one contestant learns how tough the show is, which is Dawn. Well, I guess Beth, I guess. But can't leave outside of getting eliminated, so that's, yeah. A superstar turns out to not be an action hero she says she is, losing their team's wide lead to a terrifying contestant, ought to be the weakest. So, Harold would help this team get to victory, so the ferocious tout would win, which would lead the Frogs of Death to go to elimination. And I think because Leonard was second boot in Puxy Island, so I don't think he's an option. Lightning is a dumb jock, so I think he would be a perfect option. Max can be an option as well for being a numbskull idiot. But I think, yeah, Max is gone. Of course he's gone. He should have gone earlier in Puxy Island, but he had to keep him. So I think it's better off eliminating him here. This leads to Numbskull Island. So, give me a sec. We've got Numbskull Island, which could be changed to Boney Island, but who really cares? The contestants compete in a capture the flag, capture the skull. One person takes control of their challenges, obstacles, while another uses a teammate as a human shield. Several contestants get chased by a creepy contestant on a jackhammer, who later costs their team's challenge for giving the skull a makeover instead of to the host. And his elimination as a result. Okay. I think because I think Leonard would just be a perfect person to help out with his so-called magic skills, which could actually work in this case. I think Frogs of Death would still lose, and the Freshers Shroud would win again. So they had to choose someone to vote off. Samey is an option for not really helping, but Topher says that I think she'd be a perfect person to stay. Samey blushes a tiny bit, but it isn't really properly shown. But I think Lightning just gets the boot because he's just a goddamn idiot. And plus, Noah and Emma can split up Owen and Izzy. So yeah, this leads to Jurassic Fart, one of my least favorite episodes of the series. Because you know when it sucks when it's something like this. So the teams must race through the island while chased by raptors, while having to deal with an uncontrollable fabulence thanks to a bean-filled breakfast. Having had enough of the show, a scared camper campaigns to get himself eliminated. Someone abandons his friend to a raptor while a farter fulfills his dream. An influencer, positive vibes, turns out to be an act as she reveals her true colors, which would have remained a secret had a thief not shared it to the whole world. One team member saves his teammate from a raptor and decides his intention to win the game, but as repayment, his team votes him off, fulfilling a wish he no longer wanted to come true. So, I think Frasier Trout would lose in this case, and someone needs to go. And I think because of the Don Brown stereotype that I think the team would still kind of have, but she's smart in the way. Dawn was fourth boot, so she can be fourth boot again. I think because she didn't do anything, I think Crimson would be voted off for doing nothing, which will make Nui go into a vengeful arc. So yeah. This leads to launchback of Notchley game. So, the challenge of the day is that teams must catapult themselves into targets, but a chicken worries about it due to the fear of catapults, while in tapioca pudding, one contestant reveals his love to another with a kiss. So, in this case, it would be Sammy and Topher. So, yeah. And leaves a third ecstatic. While a blogger shows her true self, she costs the team but exposes the thief for stealing and watching everyone's confessionals, which gets her voted off. So, I think the Frogs of Death would lose because I think Leonard would screw up in the challenge, so I think he gets voted off because of this. He became the fifth one eliminated to the second one eliminated. So yeah, he gets eliminated in episode 6. That's a world record for you, Leonard. Great job. Haha. This leads to severe aches and pain. So hmm. Severe aches and pain. I think instead of having like a double elimination, it'll just be a single elimination. So the teams have to bring him an egg from the world's most dangerous bird. One contestant tries to get his best friend to come clean to him. One contestant tries to get back with his girlfriend back while a mean spirit teams up with a contestant who has the hiccups and manipulates him getting an egg that he loses. An influencer tries to plot the elimination of a fellow influencer, but it fails. Would have caused her elimination had a castaway attack not left two players with a severe injuries, which doesn't happen. So I think the Frogs of Death would lose again, only because of Alejandro screwing up. So it might be weird doing this. Alejandro's gonna get kicked off in episode 7. Even though he is a strong player, I think because it would be funny pushing no would push Alejandro to elimination and leaving him into elimination. So this leaves to episode 8, which is the Wheel of Vomit. Okay. Do I need to put the Wheel of Vomit? I just need to go this next. Oh my god, it's not showing what's next. Can you give me a sec? There we go. The contestants are forced to eat disgusting foods, which are chosen by a so-called Wheel of Vomit. Through one player voluntarily opts out entirely, which is Dawn. So she's an option for elimination. Though, after many grueling foods, one player angers another by not apologizing through it. Okay, so because of this, I think Ferocious Trout would lose, and Dawn is the easiest option to go because she opted out because she's a vegetarian. Which makes no sense, and it's very rude to do this, but it has to do what we have to do. This leads to Paddle Field Earth. So the campers are tasked to race to the top of Honeyfield Mountain. 2 alliances of 3 form. So, it would be Brick, Sammy, and Topher, and Anui, Heather, and Taylor. Okay. The rivalry between 2 alliance captains forms. Courtney and Noah have a feud. Actually, it'll be Emma and Courtney that would have a feud. Starts coming to a head until one scores immunity. When 2 strong players are at risk of elimination. Okay. So yeah. I think the Ferocious Trout would lose again because I guess because of like someone doing dumbness like Lindsay. But I think yeah, I think Lindsay's just getting kicked off because of this. You've had a good run, Lindsay. This leads to the truth, the poll, the truth, and nothing but the truth. No elimination because it's not important. Then we have Tortoise Rigor Mortis. So, the contestants are tasked with taking as many selfies with animals in 1 hour. So, in this case, they split into 2 groups on each team. Emma, Noah, Owen, and Izzy go together, while Brick, Sammy, and Topher go in a different group to get the most photos. Courtney, Beth, and Anne-Maria and Harold have to go together, while Heather, Anui, and Taylor go together. So, think the Frogs of Death would lose because I think they didn't get enough points, and, just because of this, they try to ask who didn't get the most points. Chris says it was Brick. Brick is gone because of this. It's kind of stupid doing it, but yeah, sorry, Brick. It's time for you to leave the island. So yeah, that's all. That's all. It's everyone but Anne Maria left from Revenge of the Island. So this is kind of stupid for me. Then we have Caved by the Bell. So the contestants take place in a cave. They must collect as many coins as possible avoiding all kinds of traps, including a mysterious and deadly beast. Just when again it seemed like the main threat won again, someone else faced the beast and won the jackpot of coins. To make matters worse for her, a temporary partner betrayed her, meeting her ultimate downfall. Okay, so, because I think of this mistake, I think the Ferocious Trout would lose, and I think they'll all blame it on Beth, leading to her own elimination. 3 episodes after Lindsay's downfall and saying, "I'm coming back into your best destiny," and this would lead to the magma relay. So this is replacing magma cum loud, because you can't say the other word. After a friendship was ruined by one's notes about the other and their family, a schemer is confident with their chance at thingy. Okay, so it's just it's gonna be just the rowing lava challenge, and I think the Ferocious Trout will lose because they don't really have that much strong players, and I think it's time we say goodbye to Harold. I think Courtney still has beef with Harold for what he did back in season 1, so I think this is the best chance for them to make him here. So yeah, I know he's leaving in the same episode as he did in the first series, but it has to do what we have to do. So yeah, this leads to the Pink Panther strikes again. So it isn't like a strike back. So in this episode, the challenge is to compete in red light, green light-esque challenge where paint balloons are thrown at them by the co-host, like Chef's grandmother. And Inui says, I think Inui can say what Ripper says. He says it's kind of like when Ripper said to like Grandma like Hatchet saying it, but it's actually, as I said, Nui would be saying it. So let me show you what he meant by what oh oops, sorry, had my thing muted. Nui is gonna say what Ripper said in season 2 episode 1 of the reboot. So Anui would say,
Next! That's Axe Hatchet, the greatest pitcher in the history of the women's baseball!
So yeah, I think I paused it a bit too late than I should have. So yeah, I think, because Izzy's like good at like listening, I think the Frogs of Death would win again. And even though Inui had the skills, and Inui's going out tonight as the last person before the merge, which leads to the merge. Emma, Noah, Owen, Izzy, Sammy, Topher, Courtney, and Maria, Heather, and Taylor. So I'm gonna do like the original show did and introduce 2 more contestants to return. So in this case, it will be Ryan and I think Leonard. So yeah, zoom back in. This leads to the first episode in the merge, which is taking it to the Rim Reaper. The contestants compete in a game of water-slide basketball, where they must slide down the sides to win the points. So it's solo points only, but Chris says you gotta go in teams of 2. So, of course, Emma and Noah go together, Owen and Izzy go together, Sammy and Topher go together. I guess this could work with Courtney and Heather going in a 2, and Anne-Marie and Taylor going in a 2, and Ryan and Leonard going in 2. So, I think Owen and Izzy will get immunity. in this case by going on the 4-point slide. So they get immunity in the challenge, which does lead to Courtney, Heather, Marie and Taylor voting off Topher. But Owen, Izzy, Emma, Noah, Sammy, Topher, Ryan, Leonard vote off Courtney, so Courtney goes out tonight. So yeah. Sorry, Courtney, you're out on the first ever. I can't let you win this. This leads to you poor saps. Contestants race across the island after being covered in sap of the world's sickest tree. One contestant desperately to repair her ruined reputation, and this is where Taylor fully blows and becomes a full-on villain. So yeah, and Sammy and Topher are stuck together, like they're so close they could actually kiss, and I guess they do here. And immunity holders go to Sammy, Topher, and Noah and Emma for reaching to the end first, which does lead to it'll be 6 votes to 5, and Leonard is booted off again. So yeah, we have choosing for a bruising. So the contestant must answer correctly. Now, would you rather challenge questions about each other's or risk falling off the bridge and into a pool of wolverines? Two contestants get closer while misinterpreting the other's intentions, while another finally is able to win over his crush with a romantic gesture, which is like Ryan like getting Andrew to fall head over heels with, which it does actually work. And one team continues their shady streak. So yeah, Heather and Maria and Ryan get immunity. So Heather asks for a sole vote between us three to choose, and they choose Topher to go out tonight, so Topher is gone tonight. This leads to Ice to beat you. Sorry, I had to be weird saying it, sorry. The contestants must brave either a freezing obstacle course or a chilling maze to find 3 keys or obtain a crisp coin inside a frozen safe within a frigid glacier. So, in this case, I think Noah and Emma are smart enough to go in the maze with Elwin and Izzy, which does lead them to get the crisp coin. So all 4 of them have got immunity because of this, because they found the coin together. And I think the smart play is because I think Sammy would join them in an alliance to get out Heather, and Heather is gone because of this, because they don't know Taylor's intentions yet. This leads to Can You Believe It? So, okay. So, the contestants compete in a bout of canoe jousting. One contestant learns how another feels about their admirer and struggles with what to do with this information. Unaware that the alliance's growing bonder later causes their romantic feelings to become neutral, one contestant gets exposed by the host for cheating. So Anne Maria would be found out for cheating, but I don't think she gets eliminated here. I think because Anne Maria and Ryan would get immunity, which does lead to Anne Maria asking for a sole vote and picking Izzy to go. So Izzy is gone here. Sorry, Izzy. This leads to the final 7: Anne Maria, Ryan, Emma, Noah, Owen, Sammy, and Taylor. So next, because Owen is still here, and because she was also good at eating, Sugar will appear in this episode as the cameo because um Owen is here. The contestants split into 3 teams. So Emma, Noah, and Owen go in a team, and Anne Marie and Ryan go together, and Sammy and Taylor go together. And Taylor specifically loses, so they can get self eliminated, and Owen, Noah, and Emma go in second because Owen keeps eating the cake. So Anne Maria and Ryan get immunity again. So I think Taylor will force everyone to vote off Sammy, so Sammy will be going out tonight. This leads to the final 6. We have hauling, brawling, hauling and bowling. So the contestants must climb Paintball Mountain with enormous Chris coins and use them to play in a life-size pinball machine. 2 contestants grow closer while another struggles to keep a secret about them. A villainous duo tries to get him to spill the beans with he does after cake. So, I think Noah and Owen will get immunity for getting the most points. So, I think the obvious answer, Emma, Owen, and Noah, and Taylor will be voting off Anne Maria, while Ryan and Anne Maria vote off Taylor. So, Anne Maria will going out tonight. So, yeah, we have 4 more episodes to eliminate 4 more people. But the one episode will be a non-elimination episode, which will be this episode, so no one is eliminated in this one. So yeah, we have circling the drain. The contestants, well, the final 5 get a painful reminder of how much the pain can hurt when they compete in a danger-filled memory game, where a winner can additionally share their immunity with one other. A villain tries to set 2 lovelorn powerhouses against each other. So Taylor will choose Owen to get immunity with her, and I think this is where we say goodbye to Ryan because of this. And I think because of this, Taylor might be out next because what she's just done. So yeah, next we have Working K9 to 5, which will say hello to MacArthur. So the remaining 4 contestants' challenge is to run away from 5 attack dogs owned by a special guest, Valentina. It's literally called Valentina. Valentina MacArthur Escobar returns. And I think because they have to do it, I think Taylor and Emma get immunity, and Emma and Noah have to make the tough decisions and have to vote off Noah. Owen, sorry, I mean about this. So yeah, this leads to Off the Hook. Um, so in Off the Hook, um, the final 3 face off against their greatest fears and each other to determine which of them will make it to the finale. I think Emma and Noah agreed they need to get out Taylor, which they do, and they kind of do it. But Noah and Emma get immunity, and Chris says it's time for you to leave, Taylor. Finally, you bratty behavior kid. And Emma is going out tonight. Sorry, Taylor. This leads to the finale, which is weird because it's a couple. It's Noah and Emma getting this. So, we have Team Noah and Team Emma. Noah and Team Emma. So this is harder to pick since it's a couple doing it. I think Taylor would like Noah more than Emma. Owen, of course, is gonna have to go Team Noah. Ryan will go Team Emma. Anne Maria will go Team Emma. Samy's going Team Noah. Izzy's going Team Noah. Heather's gonna go Team Ever, most likely. Topher's gonna go Team Noah. Leonard's gonna go Team Emma. And then Courtney will most likely go on Team Emma. And Nui might go on Team Noah. Harold would go on Team Emma. Beth would go on Team Noah. Brick would go on Team Noah. Lindsay would go on Team Emma. Dawn would go on Team Emma. Alejandro will go on Team Noah. Crimson will go on Team Noah with Nui. Lightning will just choose Emma, and Max will have to choose Team Emma. So it's equal thing, and I think because of this, I think there'll be two endings, one with Emma, one with Noah. I think Noah would win the first ending, and Emma winning the second ending. And that is it. Funny to know how this led to this. So I thank you for watching, and next time will most likely be Revenge of the Island. As you can see, I've done some community posts about it, so vote on it, and that is it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!